Let me show you something. So I got in trouble last night for something posted on April 2nd. All right, now we got stupid going on. Stupid. Facebook fucking sucks, and I'm going to tell you why. They are harassing and censoring people. I've talked about this before, but I'm going to do it again. Facebook is targeting and harassing me and scores of others, saying that we violated their community standards. There's a site called Nipples and Tits. Now, mind you, back in the day when I had my previous Pacific Ocean Asia channel, my trolls liked to attack me because they said I called myself a Christian and posting pictures of women with half tops on where the nipples were showing. The top covered it, but you could see the areolas. And I'm laughing because all of those guys, I'm sure, were jacking off to their own version of nudity and who knows what. But that's the way trolls are. They do everything wrong, but they'll find one fault in you and they'll go after it like an expedition. Let me show you something. Let me show you a site. Get out of here, you stupid Apple crap. I tell you, I hate Apple. Apple's the dumbest phone ever invented. So that's the site. See if you can see it. Nipples and Tits. Let me show you some of the stuff. Okay, look carefully there. See, you got this kind of stuff, but it gets better. Now check this out. That's actually pretty hot. Look at that. Now, I posted pictures that were way less than this. Now, I want you to see that. See that? You see those nice pointy things and the areola showing through? I mean, there's a ton of this stuff. Tons of this stuff. Just different dancing videos. Let me see if I can find. Now, watch these two. These girls got wet t-shirts and they're fooling around in what looks like to be a shower in a locker room or something. I don't have a problem with this stuff. I'm a man. Two women showing nipples. My gosh, that's called a bit of heaven, honestly. And look, she's got them spread wide open. Look at this. Now that, tell me that there's a TikTok video. How old is she? Do we know? Is that a teen? Is that an adult? We don't. And that was uploaded. Here's another one with the tits showing through the sheer. And there's picture after picture of this stuff. But God forbid Pacific ever post a picture that was less than stuff like this. And I got Facebook jailed and censored left and right. Totally ridiculous. Here's a woman running with everything flopping around. I like tits. I like nipples, and I'm not going to apologize. I like tits, and I cannot lie. See that? The nipples fully exposed on that woman. Why are they selectively coming after some and ignoring blatant violations? Now, I'm not trying to get this site in trouble. I like this site. And even though I'm a Christian, I'm going to share some things with Christians that is going to be difficult for them to handle. Christians got a problem with this. They got a problem with me looking at that. They say, oh, well, you're not supposed to lust. Okay, look at that. Can you see the nips? She's got her ass all up in the air, showing in between her butt cheeks and everything. I'm not into that personally. This girl's playing with her boobs. And here's another one doing TikTok. If I post that stuff, I've noticed, and I've tried a bunch of experiments because I've tried to figure out the algorithms of Facebook. If I share it from that page, they don't censor me. If I was to take a screenshot or a download to computer and then upload it back to, look, now what's she going all the way into the dryer for? Her whole upper body up in the dryer just so she can show her booty. A black lady friend of mine messaged me. She got recently busted for something she posted in 2011. It showed somebody twerking with an itty bitty booty. She got busted for that. It was posted in 2011. What is the date today? 12 years later, and now they go after it. What is going on with the metaverse? And that, by the way, is a stupid, typical geekster nerd name, something boring, uninspiring, and it's almost like they're coming up with different ways to avoid getting caught. Now, I'm going to say something. I don't know law, but it seems like if a bunch of us got together and got an attorney willing to take this on, we could sue them for this. This is harassment. So what I did is there was a picture of a woman. The tits were showing, and all I did was put in the comment, nice tits. Okay. I got in trouble for that. They banned me from interacting on other group pages, even my own, for 30 days, which is complete horseshit. And, all these things. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there's my thing. I asked them to review it. This goes against their community standards. They call it harassment. Okay, these are not the women who have this stuff posting this. This is men uploading various crap from other sites. The one's dancing around and said, nice tits. Why are they doing that? See, let's show you this. If I can get it to expand. Your group activity is restricted for 29 days. You can't start or join any calls for 10 days. You can't advertise for 10 days. You can't go live for 10 days. Fuck you, Facebook. I can use the camera, the video thing in my computer, and I can use YouTube. So guess what? You lost again. This is harassment, and they've done this constantly. I had stuff that did not violate. Years ago, I posted a black and white photo of Hitler. Let's see if we can find it. Hitler and his men looking over maps photo. See if it'll even pull it up. It's funny, they're censoring all kinds of stuff. Look, and check this out. You see this picture right here? See that? It's Hitler and his men looking over maps on a table. Somebody put in there at meme fashion. They put Facebook and the Facebook staff looking over my post to see if there's anything they can jail me for. That was removed. Said it violated their community standards. Now, how in the hell did that violate their community standards? And here's the thing about Facebook, and I'll say it again. When you get a traffic ticket, when you get pulled over by the police, they usually circle the statute regarding that law. And it's like 131.11 failure to use a turn signal, signaling a turn. Facebook doesn't do that. I told you that Facebook doesn't follow constitutional law. Now, remember, the social media oligarchs have done what the Democrats could never do. The social media does not follow law. It does not follow rules, does not follow Constitution, doesn't follow Bible. They are a drawbridge company, meaning that you cannot call anybody. You cannot call and chew somebody out and say, what the fuck is this? We should have red flagged that from the beginning. They are top heavy corporations that are very oppressive, and they are stripping you of your rights. And the Democrats are doing the same thing, following in their lead. They're not punishing Hunter. They're not punishing clear violations. They didn't punish people who rioted and burned shit down. Police departments in the U.S., in Portland, stood in full riot gear, letting the people tear things up. A guy on YouTube said, what would the police have done if myself got 100 other men and we come down there armed and said, we're going to stop all this destruction? The police don't work for you in this country anymore. Let me make that very clear. You call them about a legal complaint. They are rude to you. They come out. I told you I had a problem several years ago of a jackass took all the guts out of the muffler in his car, and he had some rice rocket, multicolored body panels, doing drug deals. You sit in the driveway in the rain. 5 minutes go by, he tears down the street. Sound like a Suzuki on steroids. And he'd play that shitty bang bang and had police sirens, and his friends would come over and Crown Vics, doors, trunk, hood open, it's raining, and shaking my house and everybody around. The black people next door to me told me that they were getting sick of it and told him so. He's no longer there. I kept on this. I had a white cop come during the pandemic, knocks on my door. Now I'm anonymous. My number's out of state, so they can't track me, so to speak. Did not get my address. Knocks on my door when I'm working on a project. And I said, hi, why don't you come on in? Oh, no, I'm good out here. You got this mask, big bandana. I don't know why you're calling. They got a right to make the noise. I said, they're shaking my house. And I said, according to the state of Georgia, there is a decibel limit. Well, they can make as much noise as they want until 11 p.m. I said, well, then we need to get some laws changed, because I said every other officer said that that is not okay, that they cannot disturb me in my own house. So I went over the prick. I knew an officer, a black female, in my job that does security at my job, and I told her what was going on. She was, I used to work for the police, and I know some of the captains. I'm going to call and I'm going to tell them about this, because that guy is wrong. Yes, they said they won't, after 11, but she said, that's different. Tearing up and down the street, playing noise, and just that's harassment. A black woman got more done than I ever did because she was on the inside. And I should have called and complained about the white guy coming to my door saying I did not give him permission to come onto my property, and he chews me out in front of the people that were out there making the scene, making me look like the bad guy. And that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story of what's going on with the justice system and black people now. Now the police are afraid of them. Everybody's afraid. They're afraid of being branded racist. And it's like, this isn't about racism. This is about respect. But Facebook is censoring people without due cause. There is no violation of a community standard. And it dawned on me. Facebook is actively promoting alternative lifestyles. They're punishing people like me for having a valid interest in biological, made by God, towards women. You can't compliment it. You can't display it. But if I was to do tons and tons of posts with me and another guy hugging and kissing and doing stuff, that's all over Facebook, all over the place. And it dawned on me. Are we being socially engineered? Probably. Well, sorry. I may have some weird shit that flies through the system sometimes, but a good run on the highway will burn it out. We all have strange fetishes and desires that come, and it depends on your loneliness, depends on your stress. I think of a guy that did a video on YouTube that was actually pretty good called Blast. Bored, lonely, angry, stressed, and tired tends to drive us to the lust. We men are wired different. Women can have a bad day. The last thing they're thinking about is sex. We can have a bad day, a good day. We can lose our job and we still want to make love. We're strange that way. I'm not going to apologize because I said nice tits. And Facebook is being ridiculous because it is harassment. Somebody, some 6-inch hairy armpit woman with rings all over her body and green moldy hair is in the Facebook room saying, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Zuckerberg has created a monster. And what really baffles me the most is Zuckerberg is Jewish. And I've got a soft spot towards Israel. I am not anti-Semitic. Why is Zuckerberg taking this track? Why is he taking this track of invading freedom of speech? You have a site called Nipples and Tits, and there's tits and nipples everywhere. And I simply say nice tits, and that's a violation of their community standards. But women showing these is not. But if I post a picture that is not as scantily as that, I get in trouble. Tell me that that's not harassment. They could be subpoenaed and show all the times they violated me. And through an attorney, I could say, look, on this site, that picture is right there. Right there. So I've learned. You want to avoid getting in trouble, share the stuff that's contraband, that's already on a page, share it to your page. They can't touch you. But if you take a screenshot, they showed in Africa men butt fucking women, completely naked, cock out, butt. I'm not into that stuff. It was stuff that when I was going through Facebook and this shit was showing up, showed 2 women naked, covered in blood, with their faces buried in each other's pussies, licking while they're period. And I'm like, that's not a violation of community standards? Blatant frontal nudity. Read their community standards. They're very entertaining. Sex, nudity, sexually suggestive. But guess what? I started complaining about all these. Well, we reviewed your complaint and we didn't remove it. We don't have the time with all of the complaints. Oh, is that what you say? But you got me on speed dial and several of my friends for stuff that nowhere comes close to that blatant stuff. I'm going to tell you something. If I was a judge in any city, I'd say, Facebook, you got a major discrepancy here. $1 million for him, $1 million for him. You better clean this shit up. This is the problem. People are afraid. We're losing our rights in this country, folks. If a man can't say nice tits on a group page where they're not a woman, and if a woman is offended by that and she's prancing around in that outfit, she has mental problems. Those same women will say shit, damn, and fuck. Okay? They'll say it all day long. They're showing their nipples. They're parading around. How about that one where the shirt just comes down just to the edge of it and bouncing around? Is she 17? Is she 16? We don't know. Facebook allowed that. And yet they busted me for showing a picture of 2 adult women in India in bras kissing. They said that was a violation, something to do with minors. Really? But you got this TikTok girl on here, and it's all over YouTube, by the way. And here's something else. They're coming after people for child porn. They're coming at, there's a big crackdown going on. And I want to say something about that. Child porn is wrong. Let me make that very, very crystal clear. Let me make that very crystal clear. And I don't support it. And it is interesting today that on YouTube, you can find no bra challenge, TikTok videos, one after another uploaded. Look at this. You want to tell me this person's age? I mean, it's hot, but how old is she? Do we know? Let's do this. Because I'm trying to prove a point, and the point is very obvious. They're coming after people for anything to do with child pornography or minor stuff, but watch this. TikTok no bra challenge. All right, we need to get that turned down. Where's the volume on this damn thing? So I got to do that. Tell me how old these girls are. This is on YouTube. If they're so concerned about removing stuff, and there was all these laws that passed about sex trafficking and stuff like this. These are not adult women, folks. These are middle and high school girls doing this. No bras. Why is, now that might be an adult there. But let me post a picture. That there, that's a teen. That one, you can't tell. She could be 40 years old. Asian women just look good naturally. And this is the world today. This is where we're at, folks. You can't have any of those women, but they'll slut tease the hell out of you. You got people preaching against masturbation, but guess what? Look what you got going on here. They're encouraging you to sit and stroke it all day long. The internet's, now that looks like an adult woman. And funny, she's not even as good looking as those younger ones. This is what it's been boiled down to, folks. This is where we're at in the country. And while I'm at it, let's put the boot in on American women. Let's do it. Let's do it. Top 10 no bra version. I mean, this is soft porn. Let's admit it. It's as if though these women forget that God just made them this way, beautiful, and they're out there acting stuck up and sexy and showing it all off as if though they created this themselves. And this is now that looks like two teenagers right there. This is YouTube. This is YouTube, if there's any doubt. This is all on YouTube. Here's another one. Look at this. How old is she? Do we know? That girl could be 15, 16 years old. That's quick. That already ended that fast. Personally, I think the U.S. is too hyper sensitive on this whole subject. Censorship, to me, what they need to censor is speech that antagonizes violence and destruction of people and property. But you look at Facebook, you can say fuck Donald Trump all day long, and that's not considered harassment or hate speech. But if you say Nancy Pelosi is a bitch, you're jailed. If you say that that woman is a cunt, you're jailed. They're punishing males. Do you not see that? They're going after males. They're going after red-blooded American straight males. They want you to be gay. They want you to be lesbian. They don't want you to be straight. They don't want you to be white. Zuckerberg is white as they come. Why are these people getting behind this? Diary of Anne Frank. I'm going to go back historically. Diary of Anne Frank is a very historical read. Young girl growing up with a family that was hiding Jewish people and tried to protect them. Anne Frank was a cute girl. She wrote a diary. She was a very interesting read. She had a situation where another friend stayed over or something. She saw her undressing, saw her breasts, liked the shape of her breasts, wanted to touch them, wanted to kiss her, didn't get to have that privilege, but she was in ecstasy. Religious people had that removed from her diary. Radical Southern schools kicked that out of the library. Why would you censor what somebody wrote was their own experience? Now, mind you, these schools are kicking that stuff out, but those same schools are allowing drag queens to read stories to children in the public libraries. They're teaching kids if they want to be a girl today and they're a boy, then that's okay. I don't have a problem with a confession by Anne Frank. I find that women's sexuality is more fluid. I've actually read articles on that out of major universities. And that women, when they hit their 40s, are curious about the other sex. I'm not giving a moral implication based on God's word. We know what God's word says about homosexuality. It is condemned. But the reality is people have desires, people do these things, and you have a lot of people that don't participate in that, and they think they're pretty good with God. They ignore their sins like materialism, gluttony. I was amazed when I was looking. I had posted something on a site saying Happy Resurrection Day, and it showed an empty tomb with the linen wrapped up, the stone rolled away, and you can see from the inside of the tomb out the 3 crosses on Golgotha. 240, 250 people thumbs up that right away. Many of these that didn't believe I was Christian because of the chain around my neck, the length of my hair, and my off the shoulder, me being male sexy look. And I looked up virtually every one of the women that left comments indicating they would be a Christian. All of them were huge. All of them were overweight. And you go to a church setting today and they want to condemn immorality. They want to scream and yell about sexual immorality. And yet it's all around us. And the Bible is very clear about it. He condemns it. But the reality is, I don't care how super saint you are. We're going to notice tits and nipples. We're going to notice scantily clad women. And people will say, well, why don't you get rid of the internet? That doesn't get rid of the problem. Even if I was to cancel my internet and throw my laptop in the garbage, you think lust is just going to go away? Man, when I was in Minnesota, had a guy touch me once, and I wasn't attracted to him, but the fact he complimented me and was gentle and touched me, and I was like, there are other ways to find relief. And I learned that that place was a place to go to do mutual jacking off, or men standing around masturbating. Is it wrong? It is. But what is the church's answer to this? Simply to abstain. People try to tell me, well, God will provide somebody for you. Year after year after year after year after year goes by. And when I look at marriages in the church, I don't want one of those marriages. The church encourages and pushes everybody to hurry up and get married. And then they spend the rest of their life having marriage seminars on restoring the love that was lost. It doesn't make no sense. I struggle in my Christian conviction with God himself, and I'm honest enough to admit it. I said, you know, God, sometimes I wish I could be Solomon. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Tina is all I need. I don't think I want to be married to the same woman day in, day out, day in, day out. And women aren't exactly relationally oriented anymore. Look at what they're doing on TikTok. Filipinas now, you can't send a friend request. They got 9,000 followers and it's picture after picture after picture after picture after picture. If I can stop all this allergies, that'd be great. Let's see if we can find this. See if we can see it all. Boy, it's very hard to pull this stuff up. Facebook is harassing, and that is my point. Facebook is totally harassing people that it chooses to harass. They got a site called Free the Nipple. Now, what's funny is if I upload a picture similar to what is on there, I can get jailed. Isn't that something? It's really something. Boy, and I cannot find what I'm looking for. There you go. You want one of those ugly things? The car's cool, but that simulated wood grain's got to go. I also wanted to mention something else. And I had this discussion with a friend of mine in New England last night. We talked at length about the the gulf between men and women. That women in this country can dress like shit, cut up, torn up stuff, or you have a long sleeve denim jacket that comes up to here. Now, why do women get away with that if they're good looking? Nobody's going to comment on their attire. But watch this. I'm gonna show you something just for fun. So that's me. I've got my own page. That's a friend of mine, female, just so people don't have any questions. And women will criticize. Are you gay? Does that look gay to you? Standing in front of a tank? I do different things. I do my own strange modeling, pushing sexy, just having fun. Women will feel free to criticize that. But seriously, when I look at women my age, in my late 50s, and I look at me, I'm better looking than most white women at this age right now. I got sexy shoulders. I don't look like Chewbacca and hair all over me. You see? And I do things just to goof off. And you want to talk about all this stuff going on with the woke generation. You can't offend all these people. Guess what's still happening in the United States of America, 2023? People making rude comments to me. Why would you do that? You look faggy. That looks gay. You want to get a girl. You can't dress like that. It don't matter how I dress. I'm not going to get a girl in this country because women have done a leave from sanity. Uh-oh, I showed nipples. You know, my point is being made. Women can wear ugly clothing and ugly outfits, but if they got some skin showing, guys don't pay attention to the outfits. Guys don't say, "Wow, that's sexy," or the outfit. They don't care. But I have been criticized over and over and over. Well, you're a Christian. Oh, that means my sex drive automatically dries up like Salt Lake. No, it doesn't. Why can't a man be expressive? None of these are inappropriate. None of them are nudity. I've got pants on. Why can't I celebrate the fact that 57 I still look good? Why can't I push the envelope in my own way without pushing the envelope? Why is it that a girl can dress like shit, come into the store in her pajamas and her greasy, slimy SpongeBob underpants, sweatpants, her hair pulled up in a mess? Even if you're not gay, most men have told me, my gosh, your pictures are awesome. They look at women. You're going to get a woman who's going to be 18, 19 years old that'll have a body like that, but not at 57. Not at 57. Why can't a guy be sexy? Why not? Some women got more stubble under their arms than I do because I don't let it go. I shave it. I've got more compliments on this picture, men and women. Oh, are you a trans? Nope. You notice America has a problem? You're either this or you're that. How about if I sail my ocean liner right through the middle and knock all of your boats out of the way because you're full of it both sides? How about if I, as a man, celebrate sexiness at 57? But a woman can dress like that. She can wear an ugly color, ugly, tattered up, cut up with scissors outfit. Oh, she's fucking hot. This is a girl's shirt, by the way. That's a horrible idea. What time? I've had women come up and said, "Oh my gosh, I love that shirt," and they didn't know it was a girl's shirt. Expression. There's not a damn thing wrong with that. Now, I know pastors of churches and I know uptight, Sally self-righteous who say, "You call yourself a Christian. What is that?" I create my own style. Why not? You see the point? Women are allowed to do whatever they want. Women are allowed to do whatever they want. So I posted this. Okay. And I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to reveal the identity of others on a group page I'm on. But I looked at all the Christian women that supported me. Yes, he is risen. Wow, good to see that, Pacific. Wow, that's awesome. Every single one of the white women, every single one was obese. Their sexiness is gone. Now, I understand age. I understand people have different DNA and stuff, and nobody's perfect, and nobody can look like Barbie all their life. But I'm getting tired of going to a church setting where those kind of women are just beating up on us men. I have energy more than most people in my age and younger. I have a sex drive that I'm not allowed to use because you can't fornicate, you can't adulterate, and you cannot masturbate, and it just creates complicate. And I'm about to detonate. Maybe I should do a rap song about that. I've had a talk with a friend of mine. He is not gay at all, and he agrees. Masturbation reduces stress and it can prevent ball cancer. Look, You got Christians that'll drink and get drunk. You got women that drown themselves in spending and materialism, and nothing is said about that. And the biggest sin in today's American church is gluttony. And women are defending it and defending it and defending it and defending it. And you hear Christian women in the church say, well, God looks at the heart. Well, good, but God's not going to fuck you either. God doesn't do sex. So lame argument. That's not even valid. You're going to judge me because I have a sex drive and I can't get hard looking at you with clothes on, let alone without. Why are we men being beat up for that? Why are we men being beat up for saying nice tits on a page that showcases tits and nipples? Because we live in a fucked up, jacked up world. I have books all over my shelf defending the faith, defending the word. And people act shocked when they find out. How do you know so much Bible? Because I read it, because I studied it. But you got all this conflict going on. Gee, sounds like the Apostle Paul. I do the things I do not want to do, and the good I want to do, I do not end up doing, but the evil that is right there beside me. I'm a struggling Christian. And I chose not to play the religious game of going into the Baptist church and pretending that I've got it all together. Man, I look at people when I walked into church yesterday, they're dressed to the nines. The Black community really does dress up. The Easter hats, the whole 9 yards. That's great. I'm not against it. But you know what I see? Kids shuffling their feet, restless, bored. I see a parents walking somewhat stressed. Does doing all that dress up change you? No. And I've said it before. The people that are fucking over this country the worst are the ones in the suits and ties. You know, the book, How to Dress for Success. How about how to dress like me? How about if I just want to be myself? I do that on purpose. I do it to be a guinea pig. I do it to watch people's response. And the response is interesting. You go into Home Depot where you got all the macho men with their mousy little blonde, fake dyed hair, wives that are all glaring at me. And I want to say, why are you glaring at me? What does this have to do with your life? But then a clear trans or a gay guy talking femi walks by, they don't even bat an eye. So judgment is still going on. Harassment is still going on. The woke generation says, you can't talk about our lifestyle. That's offensive. But Pacific gets judged for how he dresses and how he carries himself to this day. It's funny. It's woke, but it's not woke enough. They won't leave well enough alone. The ironic thing is the woke generation comes out and they're weird anyway. But a lot of them said, man, I like your style. Okay, that's cool. And whether you like it or not, I'm going to do what I do. And women in our culture are undateable. They have put themselves in the flow of being nothing more than the penis Olympics for men. They're not going to go on a date with you. They don't want to go out with you. They do not want to have anything to do with you. They just want your like and your hearts all over their social media. And you remember years ago when I was under attack, I got people just railed on me for this. 2 women kissing. Why do I post that? I'm a Christian, right? Homosexuality is wrong in God's eyes, right? It is, but it's a reality. It's a reality. Is it wrong? Is it wrong for me to see if I can find it? I can't find it right now. You got girls, women all over the internet showing no bras, this and that. As soon as I post a picture of that by myself, I get jailed. But it's all over Facebook. But you got Filipinas showing a nipple just like that. You go to file a complaint just to do an experiment. We didn't feel this violated our community standards. Really? You've got to be kidding me, right? How come Google, Facebook, TikTok, and all these people with all the sex trafficking laws that came down aren't getting busted for being a stage for stuff with minors? It's all over the place. The man was caught looking at stuff on the internet, got in trouble, and he said, Google posts it. That's a damn good point. Why is Google untouched? How come they can be the host that provides this shit? People are human. They're going to look. Why are they not sued? Why is Facebook not following American justice and our laws? They're based out of the US. Why aren't they kicked out? Why aren't they held accountable? Why are they not shut down? It is discrimination. It is harassment. There's laws against that. Equal opportunity employer, the Fair Housing Act, cannot be discriminated against based on religion, sex, creed. Guess what? Facebook's doing it every damn day of the year. If Pacific says nice tits, violation. It's crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy. It's interesting. How does Facebook allow pages and pages and group pages to get up with frontal full nudity, videos that are rated X, and they won't pull them down? Somebody says, well, maybe somebody complained. But I've complained about clear violations of their community standards on nudity, sex. We don't have time to review all these. We didn't remove the photo. This was not a violation of our community standards. 2 teen girls with shirts off kissing, the nipple showing. That's on there. I filed a complaint. Did not violate their standards. Do you not see? And somebody accused years ago Facebook of being a host site for pedophilia. But rather, what they're doing is they're encouraging same-sex desires on all levels. They want that. I mean, no offense, if you look at their little thing that they used to have, I don't get them anymore and I hate them. Oh, you and so have been friends, and it shows both of our pictures in this gay little boat, and it's Facebook gay stuff. I mean, it's gay as gay can be. You know, when they're celebrating, you've been friends for 3 years, and it shows me and somebody in the boat. I'm like, how faggy. That's really fucking awesome. This is so gay. This is so irrelevant. I'm not uploading this. But yes, I believe with all my heart, if you had an attorney and you could subpoena them for every time they jailed me, showing the pictures, the comments, everything, and where they were posted, I believe any rational human being would say, Facebook, this is clearly harassment of an individual. They've got my Facebook on speed dial all the time. They need to be sued. They need to be sued. They need to be held accountable. And I don't know what it takes to do it. We're living in a nation now where things are not being done about all these clear violations. People are afraid. People are paralyzed and nobody's doing anything. That's interesting. So that's my commentary. Can't say nice tits anymore. That's a violation of somebody's feelings on the Facebook community team. Totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. There's tits and nipples. That's what the page is about. And I said, nice tits. And I don't believe in that kind of censorship. I don't believe in cutting out Diary of Anne Frank. So what? She had a lesbian moment. I don't care. That's somebody's writings. That's somebody being honest. And if you notice something in this society, and you've seen it with me in my former channel, honesty gets you in deep trouble. Being brutally honest, people in America don't like being vulnerable. They don't like being transparent. That's why we have a whole business model in America. Say, how you doing today? I'm doing well. Can we get you a car? Can we get you interested in buying some furniture? No. Not with that stupid contrived speech. And that's what it's become. And if you notice, Americans are acting like the commercials now. I've got more to say about this, but that's a whole nother video. Facebook is harassing its users. It is discriminating and harassing people that they personally don't like. There's no doubt in my mind about it, and it needs to stop.